What's up? I don't know what happened, man. Who knows, man? Who knows what happened? Who knows what happened? Who knows what happened, man? Don't ask me, man. Don't ask me. I don't know. What's up, Jason? What's up, Ray Wall? I don't know. I don't know what just happened, man. Don't ask me, man. I don't know, man. I'm just here so I don't get fined, man. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I ain't even say nothing yet, though. I ain't even say nothing yet. Yeah, we seen everything, man. Them cops was nice as hell. Listen, that's how cops usually are, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's how cops usually act on situations like that. Now, the SWAT team and the drug task force and the homicide division, they gonna act different. But regular beat cops, situations like that, they usually, that's how they act. Like, they're not gonna be, I mean, they just trying to figure out what's going on. First thing they try to do is figure out what's going on. They gonna ask you a lot of questions because they don't know what's going on. They've been called. You gotta remember, like in the case of this case, they've been called. They don't know what is going on. They've been called. Everywhere to like what? You know what I'm saying? Cops, someone called them. They showed up and they're trying to figure out what is going on. Okay? I think, and that's them cops, that's what they were trying to do. Once they realized he was drunk and he had been operating a vehicle while he was drunk, that's a crime. I think a lot of people don't understand. Once they determined that he was drunk, and when they pulled up, he was asleep at the wheel of a running vehicle. He was asleep at the wheel of a running vehicle. They gave him a breathalyzer, determined he was drunk. That is a crime. You go to jail for that. What's up, Dangerous Minds? You go to jail for that. Okay? You go to jail for that. If the cops come up and you're asleep at the wheel of a running vehicle in a Wendy's drive-thru, they wake you up, they give you a series of tests to determine whether you're drunk or not. If from those tests they determine that you're drunk, that is a crime and you're going to jail. I'm surprised people didn't know that. I thought everybody knew that drinking and driving was a crime. How many of y'all remember back in the 80s they had MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving? Who remembers that? MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. It was back in the 80s and whatnot. I knew since the 80s that if you get caught drunk driving, you're going to jail. I thought everybody knew that. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, man. What's up, Snake? I thought everybody knew that. I'm shocked. I'm reading these Twitter comments, and people like, well, the cops ain't drive them home. Listen, it's a lot of people saying, why didn't the cops drive him home? Why didn't the cops just give him a ride home? It's a bunch of people saying, why didn't the cops just give him a ride home? They're not going to show you that Floyd body cam. They don't want you to see that. That Floyd body cam hard to come by, man. These people are dumb. If they think them cops would have left and that dude wouldn't have gotten in that car and drove home, these people are dumb. If they really think, look at this guy. Yeah, it's very weird that people don't, and in 2010, they don't know that if you're asleep at the wheel of a running car in a drive-thru and the cops are called, when the cops show up and wake you up and they give you a sobriety test, if you fail that sobriety test, that's drunk driving, and that is a crime, and you will go to jail for that. They're not going to drive you home. They're not going to give you a ride home. They're not going to take you to your house. If Rashard Brooks was white, the cop would have offered to drive him home, plain and simple. You know how many white guys got DUIs that's looking at this like, man, listen. I know some Spanish guys. I know some Spanish guys that can't get in their car unless they blow. They gotta blow in this thing. There's this thing in their car. They gotta blow in it in order to make it start. They got a breathalyzer in their car. He said, yo, bro, you sound like you're cooning. What does that mean, man? What does that mean, yo, bro, you sound like you're cooning? What does that mean? What does that mean? Are you telling me that, do you believe this? Do you believe that if Rashard Brooks was black, the cops would have drove him home? Because I've been locked up before. I've been in jail. There's a bunch of white boys in jail for DUIs. Drunk driving and stuff. DUIs, habitual DUIs, vehicular mass. It's all a bunch of white boys in jail for that. To say that if he was white, they would have drove him home. That's ridiculous, man. Are you kidding me? If he was white, they would have locked him up. And how do y'all know how every arrest? How does everybody know what it's like when white people get arrested? That's what I want to know. Now everybody's an expert on every arrest. If this would have happened, they would have done this. If you would have, like, what's up, Tim W? Everyone hit the like button. I gotta mod y'all up on this channel. I don't have no mods on this channel because I gotta make mods on this channel. You said you could care less if they drove him home. He shouldn't be dead. Alright, man. Alright. Cool. Those 453 white people that got killed, the news media just, the media knows this and they still try to, that's crazy how the news media knows that 453 white people were killed by cops last year. And they literally keep saying it only happens to black people. They literally keep saying that. They literally keep saying that. The media is crap, man. Yeah, the media is evil. They know those stats. They not like the public, where the public may be ignorant. They know the stats, and they still keep saying that. This is the thing about this. The reason he couldn't walk home because he had already committed a crime. See, this is the thing. Once he had already driven drunk, right? So then when they came up and he was behind the vehicle, wheel of the car, drunk, passed out, he had committed that crime. They had to do an investigation to determine if to make sure he was drunk. They could have locked him up at that point. They could have just locked him up at that point when they woke him up. They still did an investigation, made him walk a straight line, and gave him a breathalyzer. And talked to him, observed him, talked to him for about 20 minutes. And from all that investigation, they determined that he was drunk. Which makes him being at the wheel of that car when they pulled up a crime. It's called drunk driving, DUI. So they arrested him for that. It doesn't matter whether he was like, I walk home. There's no walking home. You're being arrested for what you already did. It's like if I shoot somebody. If I shoot somebody and the cops pull up and say, and they try and determine, they're like, did you shoot this guy? And I'm like, nah. And they pat me down and they fired the gun. And I'm like, well, just let me walk home. You know what? Just let me walk home. Mods, post the link. I gotta make y'all mods. I'm gonna make y'all mods on this channel, but I want everybody to post the link. Post the link. I'm gonna give y'all wrenches in a minute. But it's funny. You don't. The engine was on. He drove. The car was in park. The engine was on, and he was in the drive-thru. That's very conspicuous. It wasn't like he was asleep in a car. It ain't like he pulled over to the side on a parking space and was asleep in the car, wheel of the car. He was in the drive-thru. And he fell asleep. That was hot, man. At some point, we gotta break this down. That was hot, man. That was hot, man. And they saying he had a normal, calm conversation. That dude was drunk as a skunk. They literally saying that he had a normal. This just shows you what they think about us. This shows you what they think about us, black people. This guy was drunk as a skunk, and these people are saying he had a normal conversation. That dude was slurring, and he was talking crazy. I just can't believe that this is the case they're going to take. I think that this is completely stupid to take this case for the public, for Black Lives Matter to take this case right after the momentum they got from George Floyd. With George Floyd incident, they wouldn't even show the body cam. They wouldn't show anything that led up to the final confrontation. And they won the court. Black Lives Matter won public opinion with the George Floyd situation. They won the court of public opinion. With this one, I think they're going to lose it. Stop saying that he gonna tell the cop he gonna walk home. He was being arrested for the crime he had already committed. There's no walking home. The investigation that they did was determine whether he was drunk behind the wheel of the car when they pulled up. Once they determined that, ain't no walking home. What you mean? I just walk home. Nah, you being arrested for what you just did. You're not being arrested. You can't do a crime and then tell the police, look, all right, just let me walk home. You can't steal out of a store. Somebody called the cops on you. The cops come up. They do an investigation. They find out you did steal, and then I'm just gonna walk home. Just let me walk home. What? It's not how it works, man. You do the crime, you do the time. He didn't even know what city he was in. He didn't. His 10. They gave him 10 times to guess what city he was in. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like he was like. He thought he was in like the city or the county. They gave him 10 times to determine what city he was in, and he could not guess. He had no idea where he was. And from that, they could determine, along with him failing the breathalyzer, and along with him failing the field sobriety test, and along with him slurring his speech, they determined that he was drunk and behind the wheel of a vehicle. And that is a crime. And you go to jail for that. Now, they don't give you a ride home. I'm telling you, man, they don't drive you home after that. No matter what your race is. Cops are not going to be like, hey, man, let me give you a ride home. That's not how that works, man. I don't know why the people are saying this shit. That's not how it works. Yeah, the body cam is everywhere, man. Rayshard was asleep at a drive-thru. Better policing is waking him up, getting him a ride home. Getting him a ride home? He was drunk behind the wheel of a car. That's a crime. Moving his car to a parking spot, mailing him a drunk and disorderly citation. Diffuse. Why does everything need to be a cops episode? Oh yeah, they banned cops, so no more cops. They canceled cops. Rayshard had a rap sheet of child endangerment and physical neglect. Hilarious. He was going to celebrate her birthday after drunk driving home. Hilarious. How a thug unsurprisingly makes horrible parent, but after he goes Rambo on a cop and loses his children, are used to romanticize him. Children are used to romanticize him. Oh yeah, I'm trying to think. Let me see something. Let me see something. Comment now if you want to be a mod. Comment now. Comment now. Let me know if you want to be a mod. I don't know. Oh, man. Some of these comments I'm glad I didn't pay no attention to. But you're all welcome. You're all welcome. Who else wants to be a mod? Does anybody else want to be a moderator? Salute, salute. My man, Man Deep, man. Salute, Man Deep, with the first donation, man. Appreciate you, bro. Mods, post the link. Post the link, mods. He says, all people with prior arrest records are being typical lawbreakers, and today being celebrated with parades and riots and threats. Facts, man. We living in some strange times. Anybody else want to be a mod? Dolomite? Damn, man. How long do I know you? I gotta know you, man. Let me get to know you first, Dolomite. Or do I already know you? I don't know. Do I already know? Did you change your name? I think you sound familiar. You sound familiar, but I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Did you change your name? It was somebody named Dolomite back in the day. Back in the day. I gotta know you though, in order to make you a mod. I can't just make anybody a mod. I gotta know you. Alright, going once. He said that's Vic's birthday. Alright, I think I do know you though. I think I do know you. I'm trying to figure out which Dolomite. He said that's Vic Bird account. Salute, Bird Nation. Appreciate you. Thank you for the donation, man. Vic is Victor Creed and Victor Creed 2, man. I think Vic only got 2. I don't know if Vic got no Bird accounts, man. Oh, that's you, Man Deep? Yeah, Man Deep. I'll make you a moderator. Alright, that's good. That's enough, man. That's enough. Alright, moderate, motherfuckers. Moderate. Didn't I just make you a mod? Okay, yeah, just be cool. Yeah, just be cool. You ain't gotta. Salute, my man. Blank Slate. Salute, Blank Slate, man. Appreciate the donation, man. Yeah. Oh, man. I just shocked how many people don't understand what drunk driving is, man. I had no idea that this many people did not know what drunk driving was, man. Everybody I'm surprised at how many people think that if he was white, the cops would have driven him home. These people are obviously squares. They never, listen, unfortunately, I've been arrested a bunch of times, man. And most of the time, when you get arrested, you don't go straight to prison. These are the type of people that think when you get arrested, you go to prison. I remember the first time I got arrested, I think I was like 15 or something. I thought they were going to take me straight to prison. And I thought I was going to have I thought they was going to give me a prison suit, a yellow jumpsuit, and I was just going to be in prison from then on. I didn't even think I was going to court or nothing. I thought I was going straight to prison. When you get arrested, they take you to the drunk tank. They call it the drunk tank. Because there's so many people get locked up for drunk driving that they call the cell block where they take you. They call the cell block where they take you, they call that the drunk tank. Okay? I gotta educate these people, man. You don't go straight to prison when you get locked up. For whatever. Shoplifting, domestic violence, DUI, fighting, shooting somebody, killing somebody, whatever you get locked up for. They're going to take you to what they call the drunk tank, because the majority of the people in there for public intoxication or something like that, so they just call it the drunk tank, even though you could go there for a lot of reasons. Everybody who gets arrested goes there. And you be a whole bunch of white people in there. Now, this is different than jail or prison. This is just where they hold you at. This is just where they hold you at. It's like a cell. I'm trying to see which one that looks most like it. Yeah, it's just like this. Like, it's just cells they hold you in for the night. Then in the morning, or even if it's the weekend, if you're locked up on Friday, you're in trouble because you don't get to go to court until Monday. So there's no court on the weekends. So don't get locked up on a Friday or Saturday, because you're not going to be able to see the judge till that Monday. So whatever, if you get so whenever that next court day is, whenever the next day court is open, they take you to court. And you appear in front of a judge, and the judge will hear you. You don't have a court-appointed lawyer, and the court-appointed lawyer is going to, represent you. They're going to call your case, whatever it is. If they're going to ask, the lawyer's going to ask for either for you to be released on your own recognizance, or either if you had a warrant, or you on parole, or you're on probation, they're going to keep you. Most of the time, they're going to let you go and give you a court date to come back. That's all that's going to happen. I promise you. Now, when we look at Rashad's criminal record, I think that's when it starts to become, we start to see that maybe he wouldn't have been released. You see, when you look at Rashad's criminal record, you start to see that he might not have been released. Okay? He may not have been released. He had a lot of stuff on his criminal record. Okay? His criminal record was very extensive. All right? So this is why we're not doing over his criminal record to make him look bad. The body cam, listen, he don't need no help making himself look bad. The body cam did everything. Don't tell me I'm trying to make him look bad. His body cam was told a lot. Okay, so he was born in 1993. He's 5'7", 185 pounds. Did he not look bigger than that? Listen, I thought he was bigger than this. How many of y'all surprised that this guy's that small? And he beat up them 2 cops. Everyone hit the like button. Nightly News at Arc Nation News you can choose. The only interactive news program on YouTube. The only place you will get this information. The only place you will get this information. I don't know if he had COVID, man. But RIP to this brother, man. Regardless of, how many foolish mistakes he made, and I can't even call those mistakes. It ain't a mistake to take the cop's taser. That's not a mistake. That was not a mistake. He meant to do that. Nah, this dude was 27 years old, man. This dude was 5'7". He looked bigger than that, man. He must have been a high school wrestler or something. Because them cops didn't have a chance. He was tossing them cops around like rag dolls, man. He was tossing them cops around like rag dolls. Them cops train, you know what I'm saying? One thing they do train is Krav Maga type things, takedown moves, and self-defense. That's one thing they do know. Cops do know. They know some self-defense moves. He said he just wanted a baconator. Yeah, my man just wanted a baconator, man. Right, man. That baconator be mean, man. I blame the people in the kitchen, man. If they would have moved fast in the kitchen, he would have never fell asleep. Hit one of you blame the people in the kitchen. Because if they had been moving faster, He would have never fell asleep, and he'd have drove home drunk and probably killed somebody. And we would have just been another story in Atlanta news: man drive drunk, car accident, and kill somebody. And we wouldn't have had this, a police killing. It's the people in the kitchen. Cause I've been there. I've been where he been. Where you come, you leave the club off the late night, and you go get you some food, and the line be taking forever. He a little teeny little dude, man. This is a little guy, man. This guy could fit in my pocket, man. I ain't know this. I didn't know he was a little teeny guy like this, man. He a little teeny little guy. Wow. That makes me respect him more. He was tossing them cops around like that, and he a little teeny little dude. I know some tough dudes that's little. I know some little dudes that's tough though. I ain't even gonna lie. The side in the streets and in the hood and whatever, or in the school, size don't really matter. Little dudes, the baddest dude in the school be little sometimes. You never know. I mean, being little is nothing. I mean, being little is not it does not determine how tough you are. But for him to throw two cops around at 5'7", 185 pounds. Oh man, I didn't know that. I didn't know that's how they kept their patties warm. I did not know that. Wow. Okay, so look at how many aliases he's got. Right here, this lets me know that this brother is a veteran of the streets. Okay. When you have 6 different aliases, okay? When you have 6 different aliases, that lets me know that you've been locked up a lot, man. You've been locked up a lot, man. You've been locked up a lot when you got 6 aliases, okay? So you're no stranger to the criminal justice system. Getting arrested ain't. I hear a lot of people saying when the police came up, his fight or flight instinct, because he was scared he was gonna get killed. Listen, cornballs, real dudes from the street get locked up 10, 20 times a year if they're not doing a bid. And this is if they're not doing a bid, because it's catch and release. One thing that squares and cornballs don't know is catch and release. Guys get locked up all the time. Guys are getting arrested. Guys on the streets, thugs or whatever you want to call them, hood boogers, they're getting arrested all the time. You don't know because it's like this at 3 o'clock. I mean, it's 10 o'clock at night. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 12 o'clock when you're in the house. So you don't see these things, and it's on the back, and it's on streets, and it's happening on streets where you wouldn't feel safe at, where you would never go. It's happening on streets where you wouldn't go. It's happening in apartment complexes where you wouldn't go. Street dudes get locked up all the time. Okay? This whole, he didn't know how to react because the cop, no. These guys are, listen, it's common to get arrested when you're living a certain way. When you're living a certain lifestyle, when you're drinking and driving, you're going to get arrested, man. You're going to get arrested sometimes, man. Okay, so he got a lot of aliases. So let's go on. So these are some of his convictions, okay? So here go two convictions he has. So let's remember, he's only 27 years old. So this is from 2014 when he would have been 21. Okay? So he was convicted of simple battery and cruelty to children. Yeah, and listen, Mookie, I don't mind him talking himself out of the situation. I don't mind him trying to talk himself out of the situation. I've done that before. I've cried. I've cried to cops. I remember one of my girlfriends called the police on me, and I cried. I said, man, please, man, I got an open case, because I had another case, and if they would have locked me up that time for that, I wouldn't have came home, because I would have been, they'd have held me, because I already had another case I was fighting in court at the time. I cried. The cop felt bad for me, man. He let me go, man. He was just like, he was just like, I was like, man, we was fighting, man. It was just a fight, man. It was just a regular fight. You got a wife, right, man? It's just arguments, man. These things happen. I literally cried. That motherfucker let me go too. That time. He ain't locked me up. I was so happy, man, because if they'd have took me to jail and I'd had to go see the judge the next day, the judge would have looked at my file, he'd have been like, oh, you already got a case open that we let you go for. You already been there. You already caught a case and we let you go, and now you caught another case? You think we will let you go again? Nah, you about to sit down until your court date. That's what they usually do. And I had a job, I had an apartment, I had a car. I didn't want to lose all that shit. I cried. That motherfucker let me go. Yeah, these dudes are cornballs though, Dolomite. The only police interactions most of these Twitter activists see is when somebody get killed by a cop. They don't know that all niggas, when you in the street or when you just out there, let's just say not in the street, when you out there, you dealing with cops all the time, man. You have all different types of, when you out there, you ain't scared of no cops, man. Ain't nobody scared of no cops. But you do know when they tell you you're under arrest and you're going to jail. Like if you like look at this, look at all the stuff he's been arrested for. Cruelty to children. How many of y'all got a cruelty? Hit one if you got a cruelty to children. If you hit one if you got a cruelty to children charge on your rap sheet. Everybody hit one if you have a cruelty to children charge on your rap sheet. I ain't seeing no ones. Nightly news at Rock Nation News, you can choose the only interactive the only interactive, what's up, Chris? The only interactive news program on YouTube. Support the channel via PayPal or via the Cash App. He said I thought about it. So he got a cruelty to children charge. He also has a false imprisonment charge. Now these are all from the same day. These are all from the same incident. So he was charged with simple battery, cruelty to children, and false imprisonment. That's some, listen. Listen, man. And listen, he could still be a good guy. This is my thing about it. This could be explained. He could have had a bad day. He could have had a bad day. Because all these are from the same day. These three right here are from the same day. He could have had a really bad day, man. And he's a young guy too. Because being 42, I can still remember he was 21 at this time. This was 2014, it would have been 21. I can still remember 21. And, you know, Listen, he had a bad day, man. Yeah, he had a bad day, man. I ain't even gonna like try to make it seem like this. Listen, he had a bad day, man. He was cruel to his children. He probably falsely imprisoned his baby mother. It's a bad day, man. He had a rough day. You know me, listen, I know, man. I'm married, man. It get rough sometimes, man. It get rough sometimes, Jack. Sometimes you gotta leave. I'm gonna tell all my men in the chat, sometimes leave. Why y'all act like y'all can't leave? Leave. Go somewhere. But don't turn your back on her. Back out. Make sure you back out. Moonwalk out that motherfucker. Because if you turn your back on her, she gonna get mad. They hate when you walk away on them. They hate when you walk away while they arguing. Moonwalk out that motherfucker and leave. Go somewhere. You ain't gotta stay there and let her keep fucking... Leave. Paycheck said he smacked her in front of the kids and wouldn't let her leave. That sounds plausible. Could have been that. Leave. Listen. I didn't notice at 21. Later on in life, I learned this. Man, you don't have to sit there and argue with her ass all day. Leave. Go for a walk, motherfucker. Get in the car. Go for a ride. Go over your friend's house. Because when you sitting up in jail, you gonna wish you had fucking left. When you sitting up in jail, facing all type of charges, you gonna wish, damn, I should have just left. And now you in a place where you can't leave. Now you in jail and you can't leave. You should have just leave, man. Get the fuck out of there. She said, leave and come back with a gift or a present. That's if you was in the wrong. Yeah, come back with some flowers. Come back with some food. Leave and come back with a fucking pepperoni pizza and shit. She'll be happy as a motherfucker. Or leave and come back with some McDonald's and shit. Or some ice cream. You ain't gotta go buy her a fucking diamond ring. Just leave and come back with a fucking Slurpee from 7-Eleven. Baby, I'm sorry. But you ain't gotta stay in there and fight with her, man, and then it get physical, and the next thing you know, you going to jail and shit. Nah, man, leave. So he could have had a bad day. I ain't gonna sit here and try to make that seem like something that it probably wasn't. Look, then we got another charge the same day. Family violence and battery. So he that same day he also got charged with family violence and battery. Alright, so they had a bad day that day. So then the year earlier he got theft by receipt of stolen property. Okay. And criminal interference of government property. This brother, he was no stranger to the law. He was no stranger to the law, but, you know, things happen, man. Like I told y'all, things happen. I've had situations. Where things happen. You receive stolen property all the time in the hood. In the hood, some junkie or some nigga selling something, always selling something. No, the sentence length is what he could get. The sentence length is what he could get for that. The maximum he could get for that. That's not how much time he served. He ain't served no 7 years for this shit. He probably ain't do no time for this shit. Every time we do a story about some brother that killed somebody, you see the nigga got 20, 50, 30 charges. Serious charges. These brothers be on the streets with brothers. The average brother you gonna bump into in the streets, man, he got some serious charges on his docket, man, and he right there in your face. So he not in jail. He right there in your face, and if you look at his record, he got some serious stuff on it. So this stuff, little minor stuff. Let's see what else is on here. He got obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Okay, he got some. He no stranger to the law. Okay, our buddy no stranger to the law. Now I don't know if this is his whole criminal record, but he no stranger to the law. He got some stuff on there. You know, he not no. You know, he don't seem like he don't have no weapons charges. He don't have no assault charges. He don't have anything, dealing with robbery or anything like that. So he seemed like a pretty, just a guy who, had a couple bad days, man. A brother that had a couple bad days, man. And it don't look like he did no time, really. He just a brother had a couple bad days, man. Let's see, man. Look, man. I ain't gonna sit here try to beat him up for those little charges, man. We all have bad days, man. Seemed like he had a couple bad days, because most of those charges are from the same 2 days. All them charges are from the same 2 days. If you look at my shit, it's like bunch of different days. If you look at an average dude out here, all his charges not going to be from 2 days. It's going to be from a lot of different days. So I don't think he was. I wouldn't call him like a complete like a criminal or nothing. I gotta change that. I can't call him a career criminal. I just call him a brother. Brother had a couple bad days, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. You can always tell when you're going to jail. When they take your license and they don't come right back. If they sitting if you get pulled over and they get your license and they go back to the car and they don't come right back, like it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, man, your ass going to jail, man. And a lot of times you deserve to go to jail, like you committed a crime. Like not that you deserve to go to jail, but like if there's laws and you broke said law, then you're going to jail. I don't understand why people don't understand that. If there's a law and you broke that law, then it may be a chance that you're going to jail. Because that's why they have laws, and that's what happens usually. When you break laws, you go to jail. And people got to stop acting stupid about that. People gotta stop being dumb about that. Look, let's see.